Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I got Chad back. So we're actually gonna get Chad's take, and we're gonna call this Gen Z on best 90s fragrance. This is take like number 5 because I'm getting really hot, and it's just maybe it's because I'm sitting next to the Chad.
Double dose of Chads in the building.
The YC, the young Chad, the OC. Not Orange County, not the show, but old Chad.
You got two of us.
The great thing with your generation, and I do bust on your generation a lot, is that you guys are bringing back the fashion that I grew up back in the 90s.
The bell bottoms, the disco stuff.
I'm not Rush's age, okay?
I'm just kidding.
But a lot of the 90s fashion is definitely back in
Definitely.
So with this list here, guys, I want to get the least popular scent. So you're not going to have your Eternity, you're not going to have CK1, you're not going to have Acqua di Gio. There might be a few fragrances that you might be familiar with, but guarantee most of these you're not. So we are going to get the dry down on these, and they have been drying down for the last hour. Okay. We did do some filming with Rush. So first one is going to be Calvin Klein Contradiction. So this was actually launched in 1999. This is going to be the same concept that we did with the Diesel video, okay?
Yes.
So which one is the best to your nose? So Calvin Klein Contradiction, and we're gonna pair it off against Hugo Boss Hugo. That might be Hugo Man. This came out in 1994, so that's the opening. I'm gonna spray that one. And we don't have any test strips remaining, so we just made it. So Hugo or Calvin Klein, which one do you prefer?
I think I'm gonna go with Calvin Klein. It has a little bit more depth, or sorry, I'm gonna go with Hugo Boss because it has a little bit more depth to it. I'm just getting so much of a 90s citrus overload of the Calvin Klein.
All right, so let's just look around here and let's go with this one here. Ferragamo Pour Homme. So 1998 or 1999 release. Latest acquisition in my collection. So with some of these, you might have some really light scents, and you might have some very heavier scents. So do you prefer Ferragamo or do you prefer the Hugo Boss?
I'm trying to go at it from a non-critic perspective and just give my personal opinion, and that's so hard to do. But I actually think that I think the Salvatore takes it.
For someone who is,
it's an old man-ishy type.
I'm just saying, as someone who's a Gen Zer, you got some mature taste.
I really do. I really do. I actually think that this one is so classy. Even the bottle looks like it would be classy.
So there is different fragrances. Like you have the subtle blue, I believe it's called, and you also have the oud one. But the bottles do have a bit of a twist. So
looks nice.
But as you did state, this does have a little bit more of a mature.
Absolutely. But I really like it. They did it very well. Good job, Ferragamo.
So next one is going to be Kenzo or Kenzo Pour Homme EDT, so 1991. And I'm going to try and remember the dates. Some of these I'm probably going to get wrong here, people. So Kenzo, or do you prefer Ferragamo?
There's something in the Kenzo that I do not like. It smells like an outhouse to me. It doesn't move on.
Wow, that's yo, your generation's pretty bold there, young man. Smells like an outhouse.
I'm getting that. I'm sorry, Kenzo. I'm sorry.
Just letting you know, some of the old guys, like the Gen Xers who like just want nostalgia, might be pissed off by your remark.
I know. I do apologize for that. I do like the other in their lineup.
See, we call y'all snowflakes, but some people from my generation who take this hobby too seriously can just be as snowflakes.
My Instagram DMs are going to be full with just hate comments after this, right?
Probably.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Alright, so the next one is going to be Burberry Weekend, so 1997.
Did the Weekend make this fragrance?
Weekend was barely alive back in the day. He was probably 7 years old. I don't even know if he's 30 or if he's older. So Burberry Weekend, or do you prefer the Ferragamo?
I think the Ferragamo takes it still.
Yep. I can't blame you for that one bit.
Yep.
So you might be familiar with this one here. Tommy Hilfiger by Tommy.
I was literally about to buy that yesterday at Winners. I saw it for $39 and I was like,
get it. Wait, you can get this at Shoppers Drug Mart every now and then.
Oh yeah?
Or Rexall, which is they're pretty much our CVS Walgreens, or just get it online. All right.
Okay, let's see if it's worth it.
Cheaper.
It's cool how I was gonna buy it yesterday and now I can actually have an impression of it.
There you go. Now this is not the original formulation. It has been reformulated a few times from what I've been told.
Right.
So what was the notes back then are completely different from they are now. So I don't remember this fragrance at all.
It's got that such a 90s vibe to it.
And
so 90s, man.
And when people think of the 90s and fragrances, they do think of this one.
Yeah.
They think of Eternity, CK1, and there's going to be one more that is in this list though.
So when I was born in the mid 90s, when I was born, I think I smelled this on the doctor as I was coming out.
Oh.
Because it is very 90s.
Interesting.
But I think it's very light. It's very light, but it's safe.
It is.
But it doesn't move on.
Next one is going to be a 1999 release, and that's going to be Carolina Herrera 212 for men. Now this is just a travel spray, guys. The actual whole bottle would be a gray cover.
It's got some depth to it.
So both of these fragrances are somewhat in the same realm.
Yeah.
And I'll say what
Mm-hmm.
when you make your decision.
Sure. I think it's actually rather nice, but...
Have you smelled it before?
No, I haven't actually.
Have you smelled many of these fragrances?
To be honest, no.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You're always pulling something new out, right? That's what I like. Always seeing something I've never seen before. Still Ferragamo.
Okay.
Let me double check.
So that's that's Ferragamo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Ferragamo.
All right. So these are both green.
Mm.
So this is green grassy.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say what kind of green that is until it's time.
Sure.
So let's go with one that you have probably never even heard of. Rush and I will be doing a video of this because we're two old farts, and that's gonna be Givenchy INSENSE Ultramarine. Speak of the devil. He's looking. He's ready to. He's ready to go.
He's creeping through the window. Oh, I love it. You're not trolling me. This is a real fragrance. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't be a dick, young man. This is my channel. I will put you over my knee and spank you.
Would belt me. All right. All right. This is what?
Givenchy INSENSE Ultramarine. So you can pick this up for $45 on FragBuy, but also on Fragrance Net.
The opening is very harsh, but the dry down is very nice, actually. The opening reminds me of nail polish.
Woo! Okay, so
And,
it definitely has that 90s feel there.
Yeah, for sure.
Very chemically.
For sure. But it
1994, if I haven't stated.
it doesn't have any sort of depth to me that screams anything unique at all.
So we're going with Ferragamo. Okay, so we have 4 remaining. Let's go with Calvin Klein Escape, so 1991 release.
Escape from Calvin Klein.
So
All right.
I ended up reviewing this one on the beaches of Hawaii, Waikiki. I'm not sure if that video is going to go up because with Chad's help, he's actually here to help me as well with the microphone issue,
Yes.
the Rode mic. So that's, see, you young people do have a useful purpose.
Yeah.
Us old folks don't know shit about technology.
We got the technology down. Yes, yes. I'm gonna solve his issue in hopefully 2 minutes, but
So,
if I don't,
I told him that I was gonna bust his balls, and I told him he can do the same, but he's clearly just behaving himself. So.
I'm trying my best. You know, I'm on a gentleman's journey channel here. So
A gentleman, like I'm not. I'm a gentleman, but I'm also rough.
hey, yeah.
Rough around the edges.
Right, right.
I really can be. So.
You can beat people up every now and then.
Nah, I don't know about that. I'm a bit of a teddy bear, but I got a mouth on me. So you like this one?
I do, but
But it's not enough.
it has that Calvin Klein feel to it where I'm like, it's missing something.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know what I mean when I say that, but it's missing something so it doesn't move on.
This is just fantastic. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So we have 3 remaining. Smells different from
Oh,
that.
for sure, yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So let's go with a 1994 to 96 release. Bulgari put out. So recently reviewed this one with Rush.
Ooh. Okay, so I think this is really good. It's so light though.
Yeah, no, it's lighter on paper,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a little heavier.
Yeah.
So everything people do say is you know, but I'm not gonna spray 10 fragrances and get this guy to smell me. Like,
Yeah.
you know how wrong that's in every way.
He's killing my nose here.
Like, I'm
Killing
an
my
old
nose.
man, and this is like, it's like rocking the cradle for having sex, you know? Shit.
I like it a lot, but it just, something about this Ferragamo is still taking it.
Okay.
This is crazy.
So this does, so that sharpness that you might be smelling might be the tea.
Oh,
So there's a tea chord, there's
I totally get that now that you say
tea,
it.
there's loads of woods and
Yeah.
a lot of musk.
Wow, okay.
So, and I believe there's iris as well. So it's a very gentlemanly fragrance, but it's
yes.
very mature.
Yeah, for sure.
So we do have 2 remaining. Next one is going to be Boucheron Jaipur pour Homme, and this is going to be the eau de toilette version. Okay, so they do have an EVP concentration. Rush has that. I don't.
This is very aged of a fragrance, but wow, is it classy.
So we only need 1 spray with this one, because even for an EDT, it's actually quite polarizing.
I think the Boucheron,
All right.
I think it's,
You want to make it a tie just to make sure?
oh man, it's close. Yeah, let's do a tie for now.
All right. So which one is which one? So last but not least was my very first fragrance ever, and this was a staple for so many guys my age back in the 90s. So when you think of 90s, you think of Tommy Hilfiger, you think of Calvin Klein, but you also think of Ralph Lauren Polo Sport.
Oh yeah, right on.
All right, so this is a classic.
Am I gonna offend you if I don't like this one? Because it has sentimental value.
Listen, I know that I'm an old man, I'm a little cranky, and I can be a little bit sensitive, but don't worry, I'm not one of those guys that takes this shit too seriously.
If you don't see me back on the channel and I don't like this, that's why.
So he says. So, all right.
Soapy.
There's a whole lot going on. There's something like 20 to 25 mils.
This is so clean, so clean, so clean, and it's very nice. But it doesn't have the depth that Boucheron
I
has.
get it. Oh no, Boucheron is probably like the heaviest one in this entire list.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, this is like if someone is afraid of fragrances, this is so safe with you. So
And this has
safe.
been reformulated because back in the day, the actual cap was the same color as this here, the steel.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's like really.
Yeah, so this portion wasn't blue back in the day.
Okay, doesn't move on though.
All right, so
Very nice though.
it's
Sorry.
between a 1999
Okay.
and a 1998 release. So we have Ferragamo pour Homme and Jaipur, Boucheron by Jaipur.
The Ferragamo has lasted almost the entire video, but will it move on? Now let's come to the final.
Best 90s fragrance that none of these you're familiar with, thankfully.
Oh my goodness, man, they're so good. Like,
Really?
I really like them. I really like them. They're so classy.
The bonus thing with these two is that they're very inexpensive.
Yeah.
No more than 30, like 40 bucks.
One more smell, and I've come up with my final decision. I think I already have it in mind. I think that the winner is Ferragamo.
Really?
Sorry.
Why this one?
You know, at first I was really liking Boucheron because this one has such a nice, unique opening. The dry down is still very nice, but the more
Talking about this one?
yes,
Okay.
the more the Ferragamo dries down, I think preference. I'm talking about only preference, not as a critic here. I think that my nose prefers the smell.
That's fine. You
Ferragamo.
want something lighter.
Yeah.
You prefer your lighter to this.
This is they're both, in my opinion, like just off the first impression, like at least an 8 out of 10, in my opinion, by the scent profile.
So this is colder season. This is warmer season.
Yeah.
So
It's just by a smidge though. It's so close.
So as
close.
I stated with this one here, they have some similarities. They're both green.
Okay.
So this is green grassy.
Yep.
This one here is fig.
Fig? Really? I was just smelling Dolce & Gabbana's keg, is it?
Yeah.
And it has that fig note in there. This is more of a... Okay, now that you mention it and I'm looking for it, I can smell it. But before I didn't. The K screams modern fig. But this is nice.
You
This is
went
really
with a
nice.
great pick though. Like the
Yeah.
last two, you couldn't. None of these you could really go wrong
No,
with, except
I-
for maybe this one here.
I think I'm like this one only beats out like the Boucheron by like a 0.11 mark. Like it's so close, so close. I think I might pick up both of them.
And they're both very inexpensive.
What's the concentrations of these EDTs?
Oh, they're both EDTs.
EDTs.
Right.
You took me on a time machine, and I really appreciate that because these are very nice, and it's good to finally get impressions of fragrances I was going to pick up anyway.
Some of these are older than you.
Oh yeah, most of them, I think.
No. I know I'm old, but I'm not. I'm not Rush's age, for heaven's sakes.
Are you sure?
Boomer Rush is in the other room.
He's right behind the camera.
He's doing a great impersonation of you, of your generation.
Oh yeah, he is. With his feet up and everything.
All right, so guys, that's it. Winner's gonna be Ferragamo Put If you are a Gen Xer and you love these, like this kind of brought you back. I know where you live anyway, buddy. I'm sure that some of these fragrances just brought you back down memory lane. 90s for us was our decade. Every generation just has that one decade. Forgive me that I just did the Gen Z thing and not turn off my phone.
How could you? On your own channel.
I know.
So rude.
Here I am. I'm always busting on your generation. You finally do it for me.
I know.
All right, guys. So any reviews or videos that I've done on these fragrances, they will all be in the description box below, including his social media. So please check him out. Up and coming guy from Toronto. If you like this video, especially if you're like my age and this just brought you back down memory lane, leave us one of these. What videos to watch next? Well, whatever pops up right here. Actually, no. I did a video like this with my wife. Check out right here, and whatever pops up right here. We thank you for the time. Take care. We will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.